thought we were done. Nah. Continuing down the path through these Gorillaz songs of this album. Next song in question on the Now that we'll be looking at is Kansas. Obviously, there's a reference of which we're not gonna make because we're not in Kansas anymore. But references aside, it's definitely interesting to see it in the chronological structure that they put it in on YouTube. I believe Kansas is a sequel to the song Idaho. Idaho being the moment of realization in a journey, accepting the fact that you're on this journey, while Kansas is more the experiences that have caused this journey to be born. In the song, the narrator talks about how there was a lost love at one point. Now they are trying to find their way after losing said love. It shows how Idaho was the start of that. You know, you didn't know where you were, you didn't know what was going on. Kansas is more, now you're starting to try to figure out this unknown territory that is not necessarily familiar to you in any way. You know, after a heartbreak, at least for the first heartbreak, people initially are not sure what to do. And I mean this in general sense, not everyone. In that same vein, it clearly follows the reference of we're not in Kansas anymore, where Kansas was comfort, and you know, Kansas represents a sense of comfort and understanding. And so far as the reference, the song itself is trying to get comfortable with the new future that you're in, the new state of being. That is something that's also illustrated within the Wizard of Oz, where most of the main characters all find ways to overcome their fears and overcome things that they thought were previously impossible to change. Kansas is the road on that. We're not in Kansas anymore, but we are moving on with where we're at. Sometimes when it comes to the future, and sometimes when it comes with certain events in our lives, unfortunately we cannot go back, we cannot reverse those things. It pretty much puts us in a position where we have to be strong, or we'll just get broken down by the past itself. I like the fact that the chorus kind of has the bit where I'm not gonna cry, the tiny little push in the right direction of, even though I am facing adversity and even though I am in new territory, I'm going to do my best to work within the parameters of the situation and try to come out on top. Just because we're not in Kansas anymore does not mean I can't thrive as a human being. Which, granted, it's very, very jarring to have your comfort zone kind of like snatched away from you and being forced to adapt to a new situation. And not everyone will have the same reaction naturally, but when you are constantly within your comfort zone, someone forces you out of it, it's kind of seeing what your instincts will push you towards doing. However, the benefits of being pushed out of our comfort zone is that we're allowed to develop as human beings. Struggle allows us to adapt for the next time. Struggle allows us to become better. Struggle allows us to learn from mistakes, and struggle gives us ultimate experience. And I think that's so vital in life, especially when you grow up and even when you're grown up, because we're always learning, we're always growing. I think that's so incredibly vital that we all leave Kansas sometime. Well, this guy says, I didn't know I could reset this thing. I don't feel any younger though. I wonder if that psychic was telling the truth when she said that this was supposed to de-age me. I think I got gypped.